War. War never changes.
Welcome everyone to the stream. How's everyone doing today? Hello, Nova Queen Robin Time. Very nice to see you. We're gonna be continuing that story where we lost all of our body parts.
Robin Time says, we're back at it again to watch Banhead simp over a computer screen. You rewind that comment, Robin Time.
Yes, we're going to be doing other things. We have very important things to do. We're collecting things for these scientists, so we probably won't have time for that, Ramen.
Actually, I already collected everything between the streams. What we're going to be doing now is talking to Dala.
But you just told Ramen Time that we weren't doing that.
I didn't say that. I said rewind that comment.
Oh, so you can play it again and reaffirm its truth.
No, it's a reference, Sen. In the last stream, Dala told another scientist to rewind that comment, meaning shut up.
Oh, so you want Ramen Time to shut up about it, you're still gonna do it. Confirming what Ramen Time is talking about.
Yes, now let's play the game. And, it appears this... Why am I Sans Undertale?
A most rapturous good morrow on your return.
Zero, what have you done?
I trust you shall find...
I thought it'd be a funny little prank. You can't even see it. It's like off to the side.
Zero, this is unacceptable.
You want me to change your back or something?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. Must have been a misclick. Oops. Let me just go ahead and fix that for you, buddy. I mean, come on. It just means that you have more power. I don't know why. Help me back. It replaced the original. Looks like you fixed and all. Oh man, what is that beautiful sound? That sounds so beautiful.
Zebo, I hate you so much.
Oh, what a nice sound. This has got to be the best song I've heard from New Vegas. There we go. Oh, back to normal.
That's the simulation of a record skipping.
Which is something that would happen in these olden times when they did have a record.
Records?
Well, yeah. Whenever I hear people say it, it's like they're British or something. There's like there was a song where they said, "Play the record," and they were sounded very British.
So, one of the things I did between streams is I got all of the personality matrices for all of the other sync utilities. So we're gonna walk around and activate them.
Really now? I'm looking forward to that. Why do you say it like it's a plural, too?
Well, you'll see. So this is the auto dock.
How about that? Old auto dock's back online. Well, alright, come here, let's have a look at you. You are, without a doubt, the healthiest son of a bitch I've ever seen wandering the big empty. Ain't got no use for an old digital sawbones like me.
So healthy that we don't even have a brain.
Yep. And we're gonna move on to the next
right here if you
personality.
The time says W prank Zebo. Well, thank you very much. I thought it was pretty humorous.
God, look at you. You're filthy. I suppose you'll want to clean up then?
Yeah, unfortunately for you, Sink, in the sink there is no shower, so all bathing has to be done with you and a washcloth.
Oh my goodness, how are you even supposed to fit in that little thing?
You don't, but you're not an expert in bathing anyway, so let's just move on. You seem kind of worried about dirt. What's wrong?
Oh, it's just so unsanitary. Do you know how many germs are in 1 cubic centimeter of dirt? 70, 100, gajillion. Would you want that getting washed down your gullet day in and day out? I didn't think so.
Yeah, that sounds
Come
awful.
back anytime you want to drink, or to get clean.
What do you think about that, Sen?
That's a lot of bad stuff. Yeah, just more proof to emphasize the fact that I enjoy cleanliness, because the alternative is horrible.
Oh, yeah, baby. Feels good to be online again. Yeah, all circuits online. Ready to receive your seed.
I have to go.
Hurry back with that seed now, baby.
Man, he sure does like to snore a lot. Me with Bandit says something about history.
Hey, shut up, Zebo. Speaking of history, here's the book shoot. You'll love this.
Ah, good day, citizen. Library Processing Unit 232.7 is online and ready to eradicate sedition.
Sedition?
Eradicate sedition?
Of course, citizen. That's my duty and sole joy in life. All those books from before the war, full of seditious, treasonous, complicated thoughts. Just dump them in and lickety-split. I'll have them pulped, scrubbed clean, and pressed out again clean and white and sedition-free.
So this machine censors books?
It erases books. It takes books and makes them into blank books.
Oh.
I'm fine with that. Words can be so boring.
Shut up, Zebo. So you make blank books? What's the point of that?
Blank books are better for the mind, citizen. Real science by real men in lab coats has proved that introducing outside thoughts confuses the brain. Blank books encourage the reader not to question, but to blindly and zealously accept what's put in front of him. Also, I suppose you could use them to keep a journal.
I like this guy a lot, Bandit.
I thought you would. But those books are our last legacy of the time before. You can't destroy them.
Citizen, that sounds dangerously seditious. If my re-indoctrination module was installed, I'd take care of that for you. Sadly, that system was cut for budget concerns, so you'll have to perform your own indoctrination. Now, to begin with, you'll need a cage that can fit over your head and a sack of mole rats. Questions are dangerously close to independent thought, citizen. Stay loyal, citizen.
And what do you think about all that, Sen?
That's horrible. Oh, man. Imagine if we went to the library on Earth and they had a machine like that.
Alright, this is gonna be Zebo's favorite.
Sit now, why? Oh, it's called money.
You! Hey, you! Yeah, you! Got any mugs?
I think we're fresh out.
Mugs? Why do you want mugs?
What do you want, mugs, huh? You some kind of sick mug hoarder? Oh, God, give me the coffee cup, please! It's sitting there in your pack, taunting me! Sorry. Sorry. I got a little carried away. It's just all those goddamn dirty dishes out there with no one to clean them. It breaks my heart!
See, I'm the opposite. I'm like, all those clean cups out there, I need 30 of them! Oh, I love this guy so much. He's like, if you took my insanity, but with Sen's cleanliness.
Yeah, I hope I don't come across it like that, Zebo.
Oh, well, sometimes. But this is hilarious. I love this thing. Oh!
You seem really obsessed with mugs.
Of course course I'm obsessed. They made me this way. You think I don't know how crazy I sound? Of course I do. They programmed me to know that too. They made me just to torture me. But you know, it's the neglect that hurts the most. Hey, everybody, let's turn ourselves into robot brains.
Of course, Sin would think it's horrible. He's a nerd for crying out loud.
Coffee cups, giant robot brains in jars use on a daily basis? Not fucking many!
Yes, Ramen Time. I would not like it if they censored all the books.
But yes, oh, this thing is so great. Oh, don't you know how crazy I am? It's like, I just imagine he's like standing over a poor citizen, holding a gun to his head, like, after he shot him, like, he made me do it. He took the mug, and he wouldn't give it to me. He had to die. The programming made me do it.
So what do you do with the mugs?
I'm supposed to keep them clean. Oh, God! The thought of all those dirty dishes out there makes me crazy. Most of them are probably beyond saving now. The only thing left is break them down and process them for raw materials. I guess you could have those.
Can you do anything else?
Anything else, he asks. Like I don't long for the chance to be more than an erotic busboy. If you must know, at one point Dr. Mobius programmed me to manufacture electronic components in my central chassis. That module got corroded when the toaster spilled hot crumbs down my vent stove. If you find a backup somewhere, I could maybe do that for you.
Oh, he just wants to have a different purpose in life besides mugs.
Is the new subject mugs?
Who are you?
You really want to know about me? No one ever asks about Muggy. You made me so happy. Maybe you've seen some of those big, imposing Securitrons with their lovely laser guns and rocket launchers and scary faces? I'm not one of those. Dr. O was always jealous of house industries, and he thought it would be fucking hilarious to build a tiny neurotic Securitron. Big fucking laugh! So, you got any coffee cups for me now?
Honestly, I think he was onto something. You are absolutely adorable and hilarious. Oh, man.
So Dr. O built this guy because Dr. O doesn't like Mr. House, who built all the Securitrons. So this guy is like a little Securitron, and he's got a really bad personality because he was designed that way.
As a cruel joke against House, but then he realized that Muggy was the real victim here.
Sorry, I don't have any mugs.
Of course you don't. Why would you? You're not an insane robot obsessed with coffee cups. To you, they're just worthless junk.
Oh, boy.
Sure. Nobody wants to hang out with Muggy. I get it. So long, pal.
Oh, there it goes, sad. Well, at least you asked it who it was or whatever, how it was. Because everyone asking where Muggy, but no one asking how Muggy.
So he said the toaster damaged his central chassis. So let's talk to the toaster because that's my favorite.
Oh, why do you like the toaster? I heard Muggy. Why would you like the toaster?
I am online once again! Tremble, world, before my electric heating coil of doom!
That makes more sense. So basically, you like the toaster, which acts like you, which hurt the Muggy, which acts like Zebo.
Yeah, that's right. Tremble, you're a toaster. How fearsome can you be?
A toaster is just a death ray with a smaller power supply. As soon as I figure out how to tap into the main reactors, I will burn the world.
Why all the rage?
Have you ever tried to indulge in all-consuming urge to kill when you don't have opposable thumbs? Or hands? Or anything other than a bread slot? You'd have a lot of pent-up anger too.
Why did they program it with that kind of anger?
Well, I mean, I, for one, understand. Do you know how hard it is to want to strangle the both of you, but not have the hands to do it?
You have one hand, but you can't really wrap around anything.
That's exactly my point! Well, I, for one, am quaking in my Tims.
Buddy, if my heating element were just a little bigger, you'd be on fire right now! On fire! Well, since I can't kill you, I guess I have to listen to your inane questions.
I'm almost afraid to ask what your function is.
You should be afraid! I am the scourge of all small appliances, and the boogeyman that keeps lesser toasters awake at night!
So you murder toasters?
Not just murder! I tear them apart and render them down to their base components! Once their guts are spilled, you can do with them what you like!
What else can you do?
You want some weapon schematics? I can show you some fucking weapon schematics! You want a superheated Saturnite power fist? I can hook that shit up!
He's insane.
You find one, you bring it on back here, and we'll burn this mother down! Yes! Flee before my terrible power!
Couldn't stay away.
So I have two toasters to sacrifice.
Yes! Yes! Soon my work will be complete. Soon the world will burn in nuclear fire.
You know the world already burned in nuclear fire, right?
Soon I will... What? It did?
Yes, a couple centuries ago, in fact.
Really? Well, fuck! That really puts a damper on the toaster's mood. Oh well. No use crying over spilled Armageddon. Where was I? Oh right. Soon the world will burn in nuclear fire! Again!
And what's there left to burn? You're gonna be burning sand and ash!
Well, he's gonna burn it! I've got some toasters for you, 2 of them.
Well, well. What have we got here? Another innocent little toaster. Come here. I won't hurt you. Ha! Gotcha! Oh yes, the sweet smell of spilled electric guts. The sparking diodes. I fucking live for this!
I got 6 microfusion cells, 10 energy cells, 2 scrap electronics, and all it took was the toaster destroyed some other toasters. So let's talk to the light switch in here.
That was a nice little cat nap. How long was I out?
Wait a minute, so it be sleeping when the lights are out, and when the lights turn on, it be awake.
What are you, some kind of novelty talking light switch?
I was Dr. Mobius's personal assistant. We were studying, oh shoot, what was it? Oh yeah, lightning! No, wait, lighting. That's right, how lighting affects human interaction.
And what did you find out?
Oh, it was super exciting. It turns out that some pretty colored lights can make you way better at talking to people.
Oh, RGB lighting? Yes, please.
Sure thing, sweetie.
I see another light switch in the other room. Do you control that one too?
Oh, her. Trust me, sweetie, you're better off not thinking about that frigid little ice queen.
The light switches are fighting each other?
Sounds like there's some bad blood between you, or, circuits.
That bitch. She thinks she's so much better than everybody just because her processors are bigger. Ooh, she makes me so mad.
Fight it! Fight out to the death!
Bye now.
If only they could grow legs and fight.
Oh my. Partial functionality restored. That's less than optimal.
And what function do you serve?
Dr. Mobius and I were deeply involved in research on the ability of light levels to enhance human cognition.
What were the results?
We observed a fascinating phenomenon. Certain spectra of visible light actually increased cognitive function and reasoning ability. Of course, Dr. Mobius's brain is so big already, we had a hard time measuring it. Certainly.
Alright, and we have a jukebox here.
Ooh, yeah, dig that sweet music. Damn, it's good to be back online.
Yeah, I like this guy a lot.
Do you play music?
Used to. Long time ago. Then old Doc Mo ripped out my music drives and stuck in more acoustical processors. Guess you could say I got the blues, even if I can't play them no more.
This poor guy.
So what is your purpose here?
Dig, I'm an acoustical wizard, kid. Old Doc Mo used me to prototype his sonic weapon designs. Get me a good sample base to work from, and I can whip up a wave that makes Jericho look like a kazoo.
Nova Queen says, she just said the same thing as the other light switch, but with more scientific language. Yes, that is correct.
That's how you know that she's the smarter one. Also, the way that they fight is Morse code.
Well, I suppose a form of Morse code would be turning lights on and off, so I guess that would be the only way they could fight.
How can I illuminate you?
I want to be smarter.
As much as I'd love to, I'm afraid not. The data from that study has gone missing. You'll have to find a backup if you want to use the smart lights.
Maybe lighting makes you smart.
Hi again, sweetie. Oh, I'd love to, sweetie, but I don't have the programming. All the data from the experiments was lost. You'd have to go out into that nasty old crater and find the backup copy.
Lost the RGB lighting. We have to fix this, Bannon.
Well, I'm not going to do that on stream, if I do it at all.
Everywhere, citizen. And that means they're not just commies. They're peeping toms.
Hello, Maggie.
Oh, please, please tell me you brought me some coffee cups.
My goodness, it's grabbing its little hands everywhere. It's gonna grab everything.
Oh, I should also point out, this was one of the things I had to grab for the scientists. This was the stealth suit. So let me go ahead and put that on.
Does it have a nice helmet?
No.
What do you mean it doesn't have a nice helmet? Have a mirror or something so we can see.
No, but I can go in third person mode.
I wish I could go in third person mode.
Will
Refer
you
to myself
if I
in
help
third.
you hide?
Oh my goodness, what is it? Looks pretty cool.
We're okay on Stimpaks.
Is it just gonna talk to us now?
Med-X reserves empty. Who do you think is cuter? Dr. Klein or Dr. Boros?
Our face looked absolutely horrible. I just imagine the suit's like depression mode activated. It's just our face.
Alright, so we can talk to the scientists, but before we do, I want to go to their home in Higgs Village so that we can learn more about their personality.
Oh wait, it's the stealth suit. So we can go around without being detected?
There is a bonus to stealth, yes.
Ooh.
It's like a village inside of a building. Oh, there it is. I was wondering when you guys were going to use that. Oh, twice. Wonderful. Good feelings. Oh, 3. Okay. Thank you, ramen time. Very kind of you.
So we have building 000. Hey, that's a picture of Mr. House.
Oh, is it? Oh. I don't think people like this guy very much.
So in building 000, there is a picture of Mr. House with knives stabbed through it.
Oh. And they kidnapped a Securitron. What are they doing in here? So this is where the scientists were living before they had their brains put.
That is correct.
One of them was very vindictive. Just have a bathroom and then have a nuclear reactor or whatever this is inside of the bathroom. And who needs a bed? Just put the mattress on the wall.
So that was house 000. Let's move on to the next one.
Did it say whose house it was? Did it have any indicator?
That's the thing, Sen. It's a puzzle. You're gonna have to figure it out.
Oh, okay.
It's a mystery to uncover. So here we have house 104. This house seems a lot more orderly.
Whoever had this house did not have a session with house.
So we have 2 bottles of wine, some mentats, and a dinner plate. More wine.
Mugs.
I know someone who will like them.
Oh, yes, we do. A paint gun? Can you paint the walls with that?
No.
Oh, no! Oh, no! No! Get out of here now before we're trapped and we can never leave!
I think we know whose house this is.
Oh! No! I don't want to be here anymore! Bandit, get out of here! Get out of here, Bandit! Don't stay here! Wait, why did she break all the mirrors? And the glass? Oh, why are there so many of them? What's with the obsession with teddy bears?
I'll be taking this one from the center.
I think you just killed them.
Maybe a little bit.
I don't think she's gonna be happy about that, Bandit. We better get out of here before she notices.
In her mailbox was Locksmith's Reader.
Whatever that means.
It's a magazine for picking locks.
Oh, no! Why would she need that information?
So this person's mailbox has Tales of Chivalry, which is plus 10 to melee weapons. So whose house is this? Number 108.
I bet no one has ever been as unnoticed as me.
Okay!
work. This place seems pretty normal. There's a lot of mugs. And everything's like really organized. Except for a couple things being a little lopsided.
Well, the things being lopsided may have happened when everything shook because the bombs were dropped.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But other than that, they seem to have a pattern for everything. Why do they have hockey masks?
Don't worry about the stuff that's in containers, because that's randomized.
Okay. It's the girl's house you sent for Bandit. Dala, Bandit. Yeah, that other house.
There's something very strange about like an old wooden house filled with technology like this.
Yeah, you don't usually associate technology with contrast.
Audio sample opera singer.
We're all lit up.
Oh.
Is it Christmas?
Can we listen to that?
When I go back to the... Okay, so you have found a recalibration file for the sonic emitter. Take it to the jukebox in the sink to recalibrate the sonic emitter for new effects.
Very nice.
But just think about all the wiring that be going through these old house walls to like have stuff like this.
Seeing that this person's very organized, I don't think they would accept having open cable.
You would be correct. And this was 108 and the Melee Weapons magazine. Oh, hold on a second, what's this? Nuka-Cola Quartz!
Mean it's a different flavor.
Uh-oh.
I know who's it. I don't remember the name of the person who had that dog, but yeah, the person who had the school.
Yes, that would be Dr. Boros.
As for the house we just left, I would say that belongs to the... What was 8, I think?
Yes, the scientist's name was 8.
Yes, that would be 8. This one would be Boros. Eight was very organized, probably kept to himself. Avoid messing with Sonic. Why is the basement locked?
Why is there a basement in this house when there weren't in the other houses?
Are we going to open it?
I don't know if we should. It seems like a real Resident Evil moment.
What makes it entertaining, Bandit? You gotta open it. You can't just leave something like that closed. All I want for Christmas is you.
It's not even November yet. And even that's too early.
So this person like pets. You got the bird cages, got the dog outside. You like animal. Oh, so I know you didn't ask Ramen Time, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. My morning was very good. Nothing like a good prank to start the morning. I think Santa is very funny. Christmas was mentioned.
Well, yeah, by the stealth suit. Like,
We're
for
all
2
lit up.
seconds.
Is
There
it
it is.
Christmas?
I'm gonna mention that it was just a one-off thing, but the stealth suit just said it again right when I was about to say that. Thank you, stealth suit, for validating Ramen's point.
So how are you feeling, Sin?
I'm just not looking forward to checking out the basement.
I'm looking forward to it. Come on, Bandit. Stop messing around with the menu and get in there.
I have to do this, unfortunately, and I don't really remember what I should do.
You mean you don't meant? If you gotta get in the basement, you just gotta have to unlock it, right? Therefore, you just need a lock-picking skill. Very simple.
I'm already in the basement. I already locked the door. Now I just need to pick a perk for leveling up.
You can't choose it later?
Unfortunately, no.
Cringe.
I guess I'll get this. Oh, wait a minute. What's all this then?
Huh?
Son, why don't you read this perk?
Okay. In combat, you do 10 plus damage against female opponents. Outside of combat, you'll sometimes have access to unique dialogue settings when dealing with the opposite sex.
I think I know what I need if I want to impress Dala.
No, Bennett, no. I agree with Ron. Oh. Too late. Okay, so what? Okay, so, yeah, Boros was experimenting with those horrible hybrid things. So why does he have it? What are those things? Why are there knives in the teddy bear?
Maybe Boros hates Dala.
Oh. And why? That would be a good question to ask Van Ed. Yes.
He's a killer king, goodbye, Angelicine, or however that song goes. I don't understand your human love songs.
We're all lit up. Is it Christmas?
Talking about Christmas! We don't need more references to that holiday and the songs associated with it.
We're all lit up. Is it
Oh,
Christmas?
no! Stop it! Bennett, are you doing that? Are you triggering it on purpose?
No, and in fact, this is... I'm only doing this on stream because I know it would annoy me and you and everyone else, except for maybe Zebo. But the suit is voiced by someone called Laura Bailey, I believe, and I hate it. I hate everything about it. It really makes me despise this voice actress.
Because the suit has such a wooden performance, but that's sort of the point because it's like a robot.
No, Laura Bailey is... That's just kind of how she sounds. Remember, well, I don't think you were there for the Skyrim streams, but she also voices Serena.
Oh, the vampire lady?
The vampire lady, right.
I didn't like the vampire lady.
Well, now we're wearing the vampire lady.
Don't say it like that. Ugh. I don't like that idea at all.
Remember when she was like, nice weather we're having, and it was storming or something? Or then she complained about the weather? It was so weird. She didn't know what she wanted, Bandit. Who's this place?
I forgot to check. So this is 102, and the mailbox just has some duct tape and not really anything in it.
Hate love songs? What do you mean by that, Robin?
I guess that means you hate most songs, because most of them are about that subject.
This is much messier than the last couple houses.
Yes. Iguana on a stick? How would they even have that? Or is that randomized?
That's also randomized, but it's kind of funny to think about.
He had an iguana on a stick before it wasn't even a thing in the nukes drop.
Yes, and I'll give you a hint. This is Dr. Mobius's house.
Why would Mobius be messy?
So this is the house of the villain.
Ah, yes, with the Titan container type lighting.
Don't want to leave behind this coffee mug. I know somebody who would really like that.
Well, yeah, of course. He doesn't care about having wires on the floor and everywhere. Ah.
Also, take note of the mentats that are on the floor and pretty much everywhere.
I think this guy knows what's up. Because, see, why would you hide the cables? You can't chew on them when they're hidden.
Look, he's got mentats on his bed, and mentats on his bedstand, and mentats on this other bed over here.
What, does he have an addiction or something?
No, they're not addictive. They just help you think better.
Oh, of course, of course. Gotta have a good mental mind, you know. That's why I drink all that caffeine. I'm not addicted. I can stop whenever I want. The old love songs were in time. The newer love songs that artists make now, I really don't like. What do you mean modern music bad?
Honestly, I don't believe that's an increase. Okay, so did we figure out what all the houses were, or is there another one?
Nuka-Cola Victory. And yes, there is one more. So this is Energy Weapons plus 10 for the magazine, and Door 101.
It's pretty normal. A personal bar and everything.
Nobody ever notices me, but they notice the Pip-Boy light.
I think my suit is jealous of the Pip-Boy light.
Yeah, I suppose so. Everyone sees... Yeah, that's the point of the Pip-Boy light. It helps us see better.
Oh, very orderly. I appreciate this, you know? You got a nice little section over here. He's even got cleaning supplies here.
Can you pick up that toaster to feed it to the other toaster? I don't want him to feel hungry.
I mean, I was more than happy to just leave it at 2 toasters sacrificed, but Sen wants us to sacrifice more toasters.
Well, I'm just saying, it's good to keep the angry, violent individual happy. And they won't hurt.
This guy's bathroom is actually, you know, pretty sensible. I mean, I don't know about the wooden chair with the wine and the coffee mug, but otherwise, at least there's not a giant pulsating electric generator.
That is true. That is very true.
Pip-Boy lights on.
So, are we to believe that those screens means they're watching us?
You know, I've always wondered that. I mean, clearly it's not the case, but it's certainly, eerie.
Say we're hidden. Why are we trying to be hidden?
I was just crouching down. Anyway,
Well,
we
right
see
up.
here,
Is
Dr.
it Christmas?
Klein's glove, so we're in Dr. Klein's house.
Fine, that was the guy who was talking to us first, right?
Yes, I believe he is the de facto leader, and you know, he's pretty organized, all things considered.
Pretty normal, honestly. Nothing weird about it.
We're all lit up.
Okay.
Is it Christmas?
And get the mugs. Oh, did we leave mugs in there?
I got a lot of mugs, alright? I don't need a whole lot of mugs.
Man, we don't need a lot of mugs. We got a robot with a very addictive personality, and you're not gonna give him all the mugs he needs?
There are so many mugs in this entire science facility, I'm sure I've got enough.
It's never enough for Muggy. Enough is never enough.
Alright, so now we've learned quite a bit about who the scientists are. Now it's time to go talk to them.
I suppose that would include Dala.
Oh, yes. This is very unfortunate.
I wonder what Dala's been up to since we left. What kind of sick experiments has she been conducting? No longer well rested.
Oh, please, please tell me you brought me some coffee cups.
Yes, we did!
Here, take whatever you want.
Oh, sweet, sweet fulfillment. I'll break these down for you just as fast as I can.
12 coffee cups removed, and I got glue and empty syringes.
You got syringes from coffee cups.
Yep.
It don't make no sense!
Alright, I just gotta organize my inventory a little bit. Zebo, why don't you be the funny monkey for the chat?
The funny monkey? What are you trying to say about me, man? Oh, but you got another toaster for the toaster to have, but you don't get more mugs for mug. Yeah, exactly, Ben. I'm seeing a double standard here. I mean, you got like 12 mugs, and you got one toaster for the mug for the toaster, but still.
Yeah, I'm not. No, the math is not mathing.
Got any more sweet, innocent little kitchen appliances for me?
Yes, we do.
Well, well. Oh.
Good. He's happy now, and that way he won't be so angry. And
I have a safe here, and I'm putting cartons and packs of cigarettes, as well as caps and pre-war money. If you're wondering why cigarettes are valuable in the post-apocalypse, you don't know anyone who smokes.
well, I assume they're no longer in production. Anything that isn't in production still is going to be valuable, isn't it?
That is literally what makes bottle caps valuable.
Everyone gangster in the wastelands until a new soda company starts up.
I feel like there's a funnier way Zebo can say that.
And what would that be, Planet?
Everybody gangster until a new soda company pops up.
I realize you like puns, Bennett.
Get it? Cause pop, like soda pop?
Oh, it's hilarious. I mean, if you keep these puns up, you really will be Sanid from Undertale.
Why does Sans like puns? All I know
Yes!
all I know is that he's a very difficult boss fight.
Oh, you didn't play the game properly. That's right, you did genocide. But on the pacifist route, Sans Undertale, that's his last name, by the way, he just spews puns left and right. It annoys his brother Papyrus quite a bit.
My name is Papyrus! That's what he sounds like, right?
Well, it was more of a Skeletor thing, but, you know, I think that's good. That's a good take. No one does that. They don't make him sound like Waluigi.
But his face is long like Waluigi.
It's also skinny, yes. It's a very fitting voice. It's just not what people, consider with it because he, laughs like Skeletor would. Instead of a he goes, nya. It's like a nya, 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 or whatever.
I mean, that could also be Waluigi, though.
Well, I don't know. I haven't really heard of Waluigi laugh.
Well, instead of nya-ha-ha, he goes wah-ha-ha.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a little similar. The thing with Skeletor is that he kind of starts every word with it. Yes! No! Ah! A lot of meows in there.
You mean like the cat?
Sure, yeah. But he's not really a cat, though. He's just a skeleton. They had him voice acted by Mark Hamill, and then he just sounded like the Joker.
The Joker, baby? Oh, so, in Dr. Boris's house, I picked up a Ripper.
What is that?
To be able to pick up radio New Vegas.
Oh! Why is Boris gonna do with this?
Well, he's the animal expert, so, you know, he does this to the animals.
Yeah, that's for grooming them, you know, if their hair get too long.
Alright, so now it's time to talk to the scientists.
All you can do now in the wasteland is drink, smoke, and die. And talk to Dala.
I really hope that Dr. Dala says exterminate.
Exterminate.
The lobotomite animal before me. What other terrifying terrors will plague us in our quest for knowledge? Communists? Communist animals, perhaps? Be warned. Attempt to propaganda me. I will shriek as a frightened babe, calling loyal cyber dogs to my aid. Do you comprehend, commie animal?
Can animals have ideologies?
No. Animal? Did you just call me an animal?
Yes, animal. Hormones, pores, glands, all wrapped up in skin. Who knows what terrifying secrets lie beneath your epidermis? Scalpels shall tell us your secrets, even if we must cut deep for such knowledge. I was head of my biology class at American High, you know?
Yeah, I'm well aware, and I'm also aware that everyone bullied you there as well for some reason.
Is this Gabe's Bull, your dog from X8, Gabe?
What? Why, yes, it is. I used to leave it outside his doghouse, chock full of chems, before the cybernetic modifications, of course. And no matter how chemmed the food, he would always eat it, and his tail would wag, even while You know, I'm having the most perplexing feeling squiggling through my biogel. I can't quite pin it down.
It sounds like Gabe really loved you.
Why, yes. Gabe. No matter how awful my day had been, he was always waiting there. How odd. My gel is decoagulating. And when I would talk to him about Betsy, and how Marcus would beat on me and call me Smarty's sissy pants, he'd just sit there, head on my knee, and... If you don't mind, I'll take that bowl. Just need to remove it. Put it away, somewhere out of radar range. For some reason, its similarity to the crater shape of Big Mountain is starting to fill up all available cognitive spaces. That, combined with my own overwhelming feeling of having done something terrible, the two were hitting me with unexpected force.
I get the feeling that feeling he was receiving had something to do with guilt, and it is related to this wonderful grooming tool that we...
It's nothing to be ashamed of. Gabe knew his place as a specimen. It sounds to me like you hurt someone who loved you very much.
As odd as it is, I believe that is the conclusion. And I wonder why it didn't hit me before. Until I saw that memory in your hands. This sensation is unpleasant. I don't care for it. I don't care for this place either. And I feel as if we've forgotten something. Still, it is no matter. Crush the feeling down. Crush it down. Push it into the loop. Yes, forgotten. Almost. Yes? I do not need to remember anymore. Not today.
Yeah, tell me about Gabe from X8.
Thanks so much for sparing Gabe. I know he's really quite killable, which is why I had to augment him. But you needed none of that. You're quite elusive, or fleet-footed, more so than our old mailman. He didn't get far before Gabe caught him.
Oh dear, that poor mailman.
Can you tell me about the Big Empty?
That castrated nickname of our facility is not its true name. The true name is Big Mountain. Where are your manners? It is our home, threatened by the horrors of Mobius. All we wish to do is continue our research, layer upon layer, above and beneath the floor of the crater, until we have our answers. But no, Mobius will not let us rest, scaring us with his scary robots with their laser tails and blowing up all the time.
Didn't this person put a nuclear bomb in Gabe?
He did, yes.
Talk about exploding things.
I saw the expanse from the balcony. You've made a mess of this landscape.
It was not our first choice of testing grounds, but we no longer have the luxuries of our test cities. Then we lost the mountain. After the explosion, we couldn't find it anymore. So the crater became our testing grounds for science.
Test cities, they were uninhabited, correct?
Yes. In the past, individuals would come to us, pay for technology, and if their town, community, or city was just right, we could use that city as a controlled experiment. Vault-Tec was much better at it, of course. We had to make do. Get permission. Sometimes. If only we could have used commie cities. But capturing whole cities was hard, so we captured enough commies to make cities of our own. So we had a group of Chinese prisoners to experiment on. Those were the days. But the true test was science on unsuspecting Americans. Whether it was holograms, new autodocs, toxins, vending machines, we wound them up, let them go into tiny, isolated towns. Then we observed. Until next time, then. Provided there is a next time. For any of us.
Oh, he's horrible. Hopefully this person will be more reasonable.
Can you speak? Do you understand me? I have no idea what you're saying right now. I'm pretty sure you can understand me, and I want some answers. Who are you? Good to meet you too, double circle a dash, whoever, a rattle tinkle to you too. Do you know anything about Dr. Mobius or the Forbidden Zone? Alright, calm down. I didn't mean to alarm you. Can you tell me about these technologies Klein wants? You sound irritated, or percolated, or something. Can you tell me about the big empty, big mountain that is? You kinda... If you just said, this place seems like a scientific loony bin, I agree. Wait, after listening a bit, that's Robco term link protocol you're broadcasting, right? I've hacked enough Robco terminals to know. Haha, nice pun on the header file ref, nerd talk. I agree. If someone would take the time, you're more than just sound effects in a tank. If that's Robco terminalling protocol, doesn't that mean it can be hacked? It'll only take a second to violate your rights and make your voice mine.
Well, we're gonna make it work, right, man?
If that's a terminalling code, don't worry. I'm not gonna take advantage of your exposed code. I've gained karma. Not a problem. I know what it's like to be experimented on.
Yeah, you guys did that, yeah.
Are we being watched?
Yes.
Probably.
Well, 8 doesn't seem so bad.
So the most vulnerable one is the best one, is what you're saying.
Stop hovering. I mean, if you want. Breaking news! Talking lobotomite arrives in think tank. Its purpose, unknown. Undefinable. Its presence here, impossible.
Its mouth monitor is the biggest one. Oh, that makes sense a little bit.
I think this is actually my favorite other than Dr. Dala.
Oh? Oh, yes. I'm not going to bother correcting you. At least you got the doctor part correct. I can be grateful for that, at least. Stop the presses! Just in from my eye monitors. Is that Robco tech on your arm? It is! What's your agenda bringing that in here?
What, my Pip-Boy?
How dare you bring Robco tech in here? What are you showing off? How great Robert House and his big company are?
Ooh, we can make Securitrons better than any robot those geniuses at Big Mountain could make, and they'll last 1,000 years.
You're lucky I don't have hands to tear that dip boy off your arm, or feet to stomp on its stupid metal guts. Ugh. Damn Robco.
So yeah, O was the one who made that, Mr. Muggy.
And the one who stabbed the portrait of Mr. House in his house, so calm down, I just want to ask some questions.
Fine. Ask.
What do you do here?
All things robotical. You see a robot? I made it. See a broken robot? I made it that way. Deconstructed it down to parts. I have a gift with machines. I can render anything inoperable. Preserve them in a non-functioning state.
Very nice. But yeah, this is my favorite too because he made Muggy mad. He's the best one.
Well, Zero, he's a lot like you. He can make anything in an inoperable state and keep it that way.
Hey, I know he's a genius.
And yeah, both of you have big mouths.
Ah!
That doesn't sound impressive. Breaking machines, that is.
Who asked you? You just wait until a working machine threatens you, and you'll wish I was around.
So, tell me about Mobius and these monsters of his.
That genius, Mobius, somehow cobbles together these really impressive-looking robot scorpions with spare parts. Even painted them. Tried to see what makes them tick. Can't even examine them without them detonating all over me. Left with shrapnel and burns. Every time. Supposedly, he has even larger models, even a giant robot scorpion hidden deep within the Forbidden Zone. Yeah, right. Giant monsters, sure. Yeah, crazy, right? Something right out of a midnight science fiction feature. Ridiculous. What are the odds?
You say that while looking the way you do.
Do you have another name, Dr. O?
Yeah, I do. It wasn't always O. I just took that one by default because sometimes it's easier to accept the mistake as long as the purpose works. I don't want to get into it. It's a sore topic with me. Makes my gel ripple.
Ooh, I want to know. I want to know, man.
Are you sure? I'm a good listener. Got ears for it.
Great. Psychology. Clearly the worst of the sciences, right after colostodiuretics. Okay, so my name isn't O. Never was. It was circular, a single character, digit, but not O. But even with enhanced sensors, no one here could get it right. Always kept seeing the letter, not the number.
That's funny because they look exactly the same.
If they kept confusing the letter with the number, your name is Dr. Zero? Dr. Zero?
Yes, thank you. Zero. I am Zero. How hard is that? A narrow, thin zero.
They might have understood it better if you had a slash through the center of it.
It's so funny you say that, Sen. We'll get there. I don't know. O sounds more impressive.
Zero's my name. I'm proud of it, all right? It doesn't get the recognition it deserves. Truth be told, my emotional attachment to it doesn't even register compared to just having people recognize the difference. It's just that they're both sort of round and hollow, so when they monitor scan them, they assume that, oh, it's O. Vivisect me, please.
Well, you can fix the hollow part.
Intelligence 9. If you wanted to differentiate the O and the 0, just put a slash through the 0.
What?
You never thought of it.
You know, 0, just draw a slash through it.
Did I shoot myself with a brainial beam or something? That's brilliant. I mean, I would have come to the same conclusion. Eventually. Oh, who am I deceiving? I never would have figured that out. I can't figure anything out. I'm useless.
No, you're not! You made Monkey! That's the most useful invention here! What are you talking about?
And that's what makes you truly a 0.
Exactly. At least the old name was indisputable. O is more like surprise. Oh, look what I stepped in.
Well, there is power in 0. It reduces anything multiplied against it to 0.
That's pretty cool, actually. Destroyer of numbers. I already wreck every robot I study. Why not basic arithmetic? I like your solution. With that kind of slash in the middle, I can set myself apart. If I wanted to. Then make a 0 in all the think tank. They won't be able to escape it. That diagonal slash right down the middle. Thanks. Talking to you, it really helped unclog some frustration. Talking. What a primitive form of thought kicking.
Wow, I can see where he must have put some of his personality in a Muggy there. His voice gets really deep down here.
So
It gets
next scheduled audio
excited.
transmission and reception then.
Yeah, he's pretty great, but now we have perfection.
Oh no!
And you return.
as curious as a teddy bear. Are you stuck in a looping gesture of greeting?
A looping gesture of greeting?
Looping, yes. It is a scientific fact that hormones drive a percentage of lobotomites into recursive behavior patterns. We haven't researched this, as my colleagues care little about the behavior patterns of lobotomites once their brains are removed. It is why so many are littered around the facility, like skinvelopes, discarded after they are peeled open and the contents extracted.
That sound is very fitting for Dala.
What recursive behavior patterns are you talking about?
It varies according to the number and density of lobotomites that have infected an area. In 43% of observed cases, 2 lobotomites left alone will fight for dominance or inject bodily fluids into each other's orifices. Unsanitary. I have tried to observe more cases, but subjects seem unwilling to release bodily fluids in my presence.
That is the sound of a shiver crawling up my spine whenever I hear what she says.
Lady Killer, it seems to me you have more biological needs than your counterparts.
What? Nonsense.
Okay, we got some options here. Close eyelids, breathe deeply, then stretch languidly.
What? What are you doing?
This is horrible!
Turn and cough roughly, then slowly scratch nose.
Stop it. Why? Why are you making me partake in this filthy formography?
Run your hands along the sides of your face, then exhale rapidly.
Enough. I am already intrigued. You have sufficiently percolated me. I don't know what it is about the biology of lobotomites. It infects my thoughts. All that skin and muscle and tissue.
I think we've talked enough.
I literally can't leave the conversation. We're in this, Sen.
Oh no.
You all are a bunch of hypocrites, claiming superiority, but you miss being human, admit it.
I cannot deny it. The illogic of it. The betrayal of our own beliefs. I blame my curiosity.
I could come back anytime and just breathe if you want.
Would you? I feel so ashamed, but yet so intrigued. You'll need to give me a rest in between visits, or else my jaw might run over. If you're ready, let me radar scan you. Slowly. Woo.
Anyway, I have a real teddy bear here if you want it. Don't ask where I got it.
Whatever for.
Well, I thought you liked them because you keep referring to them.
No, I like teddy bears.
Are you sure your words aren't jumbled?
Teddy bears come in many sizes. Your size is what intrigues me the most. Some say that teddy bears can't be living, breathing things. They are wrong. They are large biological forms, breathing, heaving, snarling, coughing. Lobotomites are my teddy bears. Oh, yes.
No.
You know, we've been down this road already. Moving on.
Very well. If you're certain of your conclusions, my little teddy bear.
Stop calling us that. I'm begging you.
Can you tell me about the Big Empty, Big Mountain?
This mountain, now crater, encompasses the sum total of knowledge of humankind. It is Big Mountain, where all questions can be answered. You'll see. No matter what your questions, Big Mountain will provide the answers, as it has done for so many before you. previous test subjects who have come here have had many questions for us. We answered them with science, fire, and termination.
Nova Queen says, I hate this so much. Valentine says, enough of this planet. I'm just getting information about the crater.
Well, now you are. You weren't doing that before.
Why did you remove my brain and how?
Oh, removing it is a simple procedure. Well, except the complications it can cause to the heart and spine. But once the heart and spine are gone, no trouble at all. Clamp the subject down. One laser incision around the skull. Crack, snip. Done. The brain is finally free of the skin envelope, which is then kept automated for cleanup duties around Big Mountain. Lobotomites. With you, however, something is definitely wrong. We've never had a lobotomite who kept speaking after being forcibly lobotomized. I am relieved the pacification field is working. If it didn't, I would broadcast some concern to my colleagues about safety protocols.
But how am I still talking and walking around?
That is a good question. My theory is that the Tesla coils in your brain pan are still connected to your brain somehow. It really could be anywhere. Brains are a lot smarter than most researchers give them credit for. We still have your spine and heart. If you were to somehow find your brain, wherever it sloped off to, you could humanically reduce yourself again.
Okay, just one more question. Who are you and what do you do here? What is your specialty?
Why, my little bear of teddiness. I am Dr. Dala, first head chief researcher of mineralogy and medicinal sciences. I have 211 doctorates in both applied sciences and techniques to apply those sciences. I also possess a degree in curiosity and advanced curiosity. That is merely schooling, however. When possible, I prefer fieldwork and observation to holotape eidetics. It has proven useful, especially now. I have become the expert on humanology and lobotomite behavior here at Big Mountain. My research doesn't descend into formography. It is only science.
211 doctorates? How is that even possible?
Why, we create not only scientific marvels here at Big Mountain, but new sciences as well. Everything can be quantified, categorized, and dissected until every group can be subgrouped or partitioned.
First head chief researcher? That's a lot of titles.
What is a name without a title or suffix for the sake of hierarchy? It is a long-standing quantification of personality and importance. We could not do without it. Surely you must be aware of the gravity of such attached appellations, just as surely as you must have a title.
Sometimes I'm called Courier.
Oh, a mailman. A delivery man. Someone who takes parcels from place to place using their primitive feet or similar conveyance. You are the second one I've met in recent times. Very different specimens.
Hang on. What? There was another courier?
Of course. You must have met others in your travels. This one had met other couriers too, although it sounded as if he hadn't met the correct one. He asked us all many questions, and then he asked a most perplexing one. We had to segment the event out of our memories for safety.
What was the question?
I do not know, nor should we try to access it. Perhaps Klein has the logs. My evaluation would be to let your own curiosity go. I do not think that Klein remembers the conversation as being satisfactory.
Just remove unpleasant memories.
They do, and now we need to figure out who this other courier was, so let's talk to Klein.
Did you retrieve the technologies yet? We need them, as I have indicated.
I heard one of the previous visitors to the dome spoke to you, asked some questions.
Hmm? Oh, yes, the last visitor. Well, the one just before you. Had an interesting name from some language that's almost impossible to speak. What did we speak about? Melancholy fellow. Had questions about history, but our conversation got interrupted. Twice, I believe. Once when the trains got derailed, and then a second time. Oddly enough, now that I'm accessing my databanks, I don't recall what the second time was. Mobius's incessant transmissions keep distracting me. Also, we didn't brain scrub the visitor. He may have left with some knowledge he shouldn't have. I believe, maybe. Oh well, I'm sure it's of no consequence. I don't make many mistakes in calculation or perception, so probability favors me.
Well, that's interesting. I wonder if we will find out more about who this other courier was. You all seem so knowledgeable in your fields. No doubt there is much you can share with me.
Why, yes. We are filled with the knowledge you speak of. If you wish to know more, simply ask the others. They can help you.
Alright, so now let's move on with the main quest. I have recovered all the technological information.
What? You did? Your survival, let alone success, barely registered in my projections. Now, all I need to do is check my transmission databank. Mobius is always filling it up with his psychotic calls. Oh yes, there's the schematics, just like you said. How truthful.
Alright, so genius, what now?
Yes, yes. Yes,
He's doing that thing where he was trying to sound smart.
Oh, yeah, I'm just thinking. Oh, yes, I got lots of thoughts, big thoughts, even.
Yes, what?
No, I mean yes. You just need to analyze these technologies for a moment. They are extremely advanced, you know?
Yes, I'm doing so much thinking. You just gotta give me more time, you know? Only people with big brains can understand, so you can't understand. They'll just let me figure it out. I'm so smart.
Do you even know what these technologies do?
I know how these technologies work. Of course I know. If you remember, we described them in clearly abstract, contradictory statements before. Why would we do that if we weren't certain on how to use them? Yes, so let me, a bit, I'll figure it out.
I think he realized what he was saying after he had already said it. Yeah, this is just what Zebo does. Zebo not smart, we all know this. It's over? Yep, we're not talking to Dala anymore. I'm very glad that was over.
Look, the antenna focuses brainwaves patterns, right?
Yes, that's what I believe I said.
And the suit's a cardiac regulator, and the sonic frequency is the spinal vertebrator.
I've got it. The cardiac regulator in the suit, the antenna for brain waves, and the sonic frequency for the vertebral nerves.
Yes?
I'm thinking. This is all very complicated. Let me check something. Of course. I have it. The override sequence to open the Forbidden Zone door is hidden in the schematics. Well, not hidden. It's actually right there, behind the programming equivalent of coffee stains. It's embedded in what seems to be recursive code. It's badly commented there and there. Oh, and null pointers very sloppy, Mobius. You see, using the antenna to boost the emitter's sonic frequency, and the stealth suit to bypass the Forbidden Zone lock, yes, that could work. Was that my plan? It must have been. Sometimes I truly surprise myself. The door is open, and now Mobius will get his.
Okay, so based on Mobius's house and the fact that Dr. Klein seems to recognize the code as being very sloppily written, it seems like Mobius is good at what he does, but he doesn't really care if it's sloppy. He's like, well, if it works, doesn't it? It doesn't need to look pretty.
Yep, and he's the villain. Medicine 85, the cardiac, spinal, and brainwave aspects of this tech, couldn't they heal me?
Heal you? What, put you back together like some giant hard-boiled yum-yum deviled egg? I mean, technically, these items could all be used to put you back together once you had your brain. But for now, they can be used in the name of aggression. The door should be unsealed. Now, instead of being subjected to threats, we can now send an equally threatening message to Mobius. And that message is science. Deliver this message, and Big Mountain shall be freed from Mobius's reign of terror. You can go now. That's your cue.
Alright.
Make a really good diss track as a good threat.
It's time to go end this.
Boy!
Sneaking done. Fighting now.
Can we sneak? We can go back to sneaking, right? They didn't see us that much. Oh.
You won't escape me.
Don't get why Mobius would be hurt by us attacking something else.
I think that's a voice line to indicate when the robot is hurt. The robot is saying it as if the robot is getting hurt.
Oh, I see.
It's a new day in Big Mountain, and we're gonna end Mobius's reign of terror.
As we trip over ourselves.
I blame the suit. I blame Laura Bailey's suit.
And I would blame the lack of a brain. Honestly, I imagine that would make coordination a little difficult. Caution. What is out here? More safety harnesses?
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll have to see more of those later.
We don't have to. I would rather not. I don't like the concept of being dead and deceased, very much not alive, and having a suit that they're in still animate their dead corpse.
Why? Are you worried that that thing is going to happen to you and force you to work even though you don't want to work because you're dead?
All?
Yeah, you know, when you mention it, now that you mention it, it feels like the logical progression of a corporation. The natural evolution of one. Why hire people when you could take their dead bodies and put them in a robot suit?
Ready, steady, fighting. Cessation of hostilities complete.
You weren't lying about the giant scorpion.
Yeah, this could be a problem.
Does that mean no more Dala? I sure hope so, Robin. He did say that we're gonna go back and talk about it. It looks like the target drones got activated and oh, how cute. There's our victim. Let's see the shrapnel fly. So he's got two voices, or is one of them a pre-recorded message?
I think one of them is through the intercom and the other one is through the scorpion.
I guess he can be in two places at once.
This is a pre-record.
Okay, so one of them was a pre-recorded.
You'll never disable me from
the what? You want to continue that?
Crush them with your...
With your what?
Defiant to the end. Looking for a weak spot?
There are no what? What is there not of? 42. What does that mean? You have to explain that to me. You can't just say random words and expect us to understand.
Time to fight.
Looking for a weak spot? There are no weak spots.
So I was doing very little damage.
You cut off there. You might have a bad signal. Can you repeat that?
Bad guys dealt with.
Wait for it to come to you, my pet.
So chill about this. It's trying to kill us, and we're just playing on a computer with gas.
Alright, so reminding has 5 out of 9 correct. Let's look at recycling. So we have 2 for the RE. We have ING, so that's probably it. It's probably recycling. So this is the turret control system. So now I'm making the turrets target the Scorpion.
Ah, there's our victim.
It's good. That means we don't have to attack it, because it seems like whatever our devices we were using, they were very effective against it.
Defiant to the end.
Sen, I feel like you need to study more stuff about humans instead of sleeping like an owl during the daytime. I don't really have much of a choice. Mr. Winsler has me working to the bone during the nighttime, so when it comes daytime, it's also...
We haven't seen anybody in a while. Maybe the monsters have stealth suits too.
You'll never disable me from the Defiant to the end.
He needs to get a better internet connection.
Defiant.
Ready, steady, fighty.
Defiant to the end.
Yeah, that's still not doing a whole lot.
Are there any other turrets we can activate?
Cessation of hostilities complete.
And you disabling that force field reminds me when you tried to do something clever, and it didn't work out.
I remember.
Yeah, I'm glad you do.
Let's see how the layer does.
Uh-oh.
Hey, much more effective. Very fancy. Oh, you turned away when it exploded. We didn't get to see it explode.
That's what cool guys do, Zebo. They don't look at explosions.
Right, you're right. You're right. I forgot. I forgot.
Yep, so that's it. Let's walk over here and loot the body.
What's left of it?
Alright, now we just gotta fight Dr. Mobius.
Oh boy, I can't wait! He's gonna Mobin all over the room.
No, not whatever. What?
I mean, it's the Mobin time, right? No, the memes. A minute. This looks exactly like the other room we went to. With Dala. We didn't come back here to talk to Dala, did we?
No, this is green and red.
Oh, okay. It's just designed the same, but different RGB lighting to distinguish it. See, RGB lighting is very good. He must have turned it on to green because that's what gives you better cognitive function. And that's what the light switch said.
I do so love integers.
So basically, green lighting is the best lighting. You the smartest. Dr. Morbid time? Exactly, Robert time. You understand. You remember.
Why is he not attacking me? Where are all the enemies?
Maybe he forgore.
They said I was mad. Preposterous. Not an angry bone in my body. Had them all removed.
He did have all his bones removed.
Huh? Oh, hello there. You are there, aren't you? Forgive my confusion. So hard to tell these days. You seem familiar somehow. I'm guessing, you're here for your brain, perhaps? It's just up there. Such a nice brain, young, very bright. A little hard to see you. Can you walk into my left, right FOV cone? Ah, that's it. You're coming into focus nicely.
Surrender, Mobius. I don't want to fight you.
Oh, well, that's good. Were we supposed to fight? I certainly don't feel violent, but, well, these contraptions make it hard to tell.
So he was a supervillain, but he has dementia.
I've defeated your giant Robo-Scorpion. You're next.
Oh, did I leave that on? I thought I'd powered it down. Was wondering what was causing the power outages.
Oh dear, did I leave things on? Oh, the oven? Oh dear, the whole facility is blown up. Oh my, oh.
You aren't exactly what I was expecting.
Really? That implies preconceived notions, theories, and a hypothesis about this meeting? Please extrapolate. What was I supposed to be like? After all, it might be worth a cognitive realignment if your theoretical Mobius is better than I.
Why did you steal my brain?
Oh, a variety of reasons. You're something of a homily. Anomaly? You're really quite special, and not in the cranially challenged way. You see, you are the most successful brain extraction experiment ever performed here at Big Mountain. A victim of your own success, as it were. If you were to go back with what your brain knows about the procedure, well, your brain could be popped back in and you could walk right out of here. Can't have brains moving around of their own volition.
Exactly, I want my brain so I can leave.
Now, that seems to be rather hormonal of you. Flight or fight response, you know. Hard to cut that out completely. Your brain is here, safe with me. We chat over mentats.
How many mentats have you been giving my brain?
Oh, curiosity. I experience that less now that I know everything. Or maybe it was when I found out some unpleasant answers.
Don't remember.
I can fix your monitor, but if you're getting ghost reception, I can't fix your monitor, but if you're getting ghost reception, I can fix that.
The ghosts aren't real? That changes everything. Why, I can save my computing power for other perceptual impossibilities. Please be my guest. The receptor is there, and the side-switching wobbly bob, just turn that. Good, good, better. Oh, yes, that feels wonderful. This is even better than my afternoon mentats break.
Did we fix the dementia?
No, we just tightened some bolts to make him see better. You don't seem very aggressive. Why broadcast threats to the think tank?
Oh, I was probably tripping hard on Psycho when I sent that. Had to work myself up to it. Not usually violent, except when I am. Then, watch out! So many chems, such varieties. Whenever I take mentats, I can feel my entire chassis breathe like a big spherical lung. As for the Psycho, sometimes get the chem dispositories in my tank all switched up. Go in the wrong tube. Still, served its purpose.
Did the brain just cough?
Without any lungs, yes. I was curious about some things.
I find things curious as well. Go on.
I need my brain back.
Do you? You seem fine without it. And does it even want to go back with you? Maybe you should ask it. It's quite independent, has all manner of opinions. Tell you what, I'll leave it up to your brain. If it wants to go, then fine. If not, well, you should respect its wishes. Indeed.
That's an unpleasant thought. Your brain hating you so much it wants to leave.
You should have a unique perspective on that, Sen, given your relationship with Zebo, but, well, just pay attention, everyone, in chat, because this is going to be a really eye-opening experience for Sen.
Well, well, look who finally dragged themselves in out of the wasteland. And where have we been, Crawling through pits of radioactive muck again?
Your brain is British.
That's quite a concern.
Are you my brain?
Ah, lovely. Figured that out, have we? Would you like a cookie?
Look, there's no need to be sarcastic. Meeting your own brain is a slightly odd event.
Yes, well, believe me, the opposite is equally true. Good Lord, have you bathed at all since they pulled me out of you?
Yes, because running around a crater full of bizarre science experiments, hygiene is a top priority.
Well, I see sarcasm hasn't eluded you. Fine, perhaps now isn't the best time, but it's the principle of the thing.
Listen, you're my brain. You'd better be more respectful.
Oh, had I? What exactly will you do if I don't? Not put me back in that cranial dungeon you call your head? Heavens forbid.
Once you're back in my head, I'll watch television. Lots and lots of television.
You wouldn't. That's inhuman.
It's not. It's very entertaining. Why is this brain like Sid?
Maybe not, but it got your attention, didn't it?
I suppose it did. Bravo! You've managed to intimidate the brain in a jar.
Oh, this is funny.
Don't you want to be reunited? I thought you'd be happy to get back in my head.
I'm not going to lie to you. The prospect is definitely not that appealing. Look at it from my perspective. Here I have peace, quiet, and safety. Well, barring the odd rogue scorpion. In your head, I've got poison, radiation, grisly injuries, and biological functions. Do you know how much more you can get done when you're not constantly looking for places to urinate? It's quite a lot, I can tell you.
But what about the good things? What about a cool breeze on your cheek, the smell of food, love?
Overrated biological feedback. Believe me, you only feel that way because you've got all that meat. Oozing hormones.
But isn't it just as true that you only feel this way because you're lacking those hormones?
I suppose you're right. That does call certain assumptions into question, doesn't it?
So we're at an impasse. You can't feel what I feel, and I can't think the way you think.
Indeed. Quite the conundrum. How do you suppose we resolve it?
Yes, Sen and Zebo, how do you resolve your differences mentally and physically? I think we have to trust each other and acknowledge that we aren't complete if we're separated.
I suppose there might be some advantage to that, yes. There's a chance that the reintegration would create some improved synergy between us.
What are the benefits of Zebo, Bandit?
Hey!
Zebo gets you out of your shell, Sen. Without him, you'd be stuck in bed all day, again.
Exactly. I'm the one who's adventurous, and you don't want to do nothing. You just want to sleep all day. Oh, and you know, some danger comes on. Oh, you gotta hide. That's boring. If you keep hiding, you'll never be able to do anything.
But Zebo, there's also a lesson for you here, and that is, without the brain, you can't function the way you're supposed to either.
Just fine, thank you. Zebo's very good by himself. Zen is just there to be annoying.
And how many times were you almost killed by space pirates?
Oh, a couple of times. But, you know, Zen helped a little bit, but not that much.
So what do you say, Brain? Join me for some more wild adventures?
Well, I suppose you've convinced me well enough. I'll rejoin your body if that's your final decision. Unfortunately, before we get to that stage of the proceedings, we have a problem. Even if I could settle myself back in your skull and reconnect all those pesky nerve endings, Dr. Mobius doesn't have the tools here. We would have to make use of Dr. Klein's lab, and I rather doubt the brains are inclined to share.
Why? They promised to put us back together once I did what they wanted.
And you believe them? Really? I know you were recently deprived of my fabulous advice, but... Really? Once I'm delivered into their clutches, they'll find a way past the radar fence and the whole Mojave will be their playground. And that is assuming, of course, that one of them doesn't take a fancy to our body and decide to slip his own brain into it instead.
I guess we didn't think about that.
What's so bad about letting the brains get out? They don't seem that... You know what? I'm not even going to say that. You're part of me, and I know you don't want to let that happen any more than I do.
Well, I suppose I do miss those endorphin rushes when we save the day. All right, what's the plan?
If the think tank won't hold up their end of the bargain, we'll make them. Let's go.
Right. Look out, think tank. This brain is coming out of its jar. I suppose now that we're reunited, you'll want to fill your torso up with those other meaty parts the think tank took from us. Personally, I think your upgrades are quite a bit better. But now that I'm with you, the Sync's autodock can plug them back in no problem. Right then, off we go. Klein will be in for a nasty shock when he realizes the pacification field won't work on a mind and body reunited.
You see there, Sen? The brain is going to be able to do better things now that it's out of a jar. Now it's out of its hiding spot.
But the jar is so safe. Why would you want to go back out in the horrible wasteland?
Because the two of us working together can fight Klein and fight off the pacification field. But if we're separate, we can't, and we're victimized by the evil scientists.
I suppose that is true. It's not a good fate to be stuck here.
Just think about it, Sen. Would you rather join forces with Zebo or be stuck as Dala's plaything?
You know, Zebo doesn't seem so bad. Honestly, Zebo, I know we have our differences, but we should definitely set those aside for the greater good here. We don't want to be stuck.
I completely agree. Dala's very creepy. You better not talk to her again, Beta. We need to get out of here. Basically, without Zebo, Sen wouldn't have the motivation to go and do productive things like get a job and get food at a grocery store. He would just hide in the shadows 24/7. Exactly.
Dr. Klein awaits. Make sure you're prepared to finish this once and for all.
I suppose that is true, Ramen Time, but then again, half of our problems wouldn't even happen if Zebo wasn't here.
They turned on the RGB lighting from blue to red.
That's menacing! They want to kill us! Especially Dala, I'm sure. Don't look at us like that. I know what you're thinking.
Who do you think is cuter, Dr. Klein or Dr. Boros?
Thank you, Laura Bailey Suit.
The lobotomite returns. Our lobotomite. Has Dr. Mobius been denominated into scrap metal and voice module parts, as we hoped?
I found my brain. Now you and I are going to settle things.
I recommend watching your tone with me, lobotomite. Now, your brain. Hand it over, or we'll extract it again.
Boy, yeah, they're not being very friendly at all.
I'm not handing my brain over. There's some things we should discuss.
And what could we possibly have to speak about? You have the brain, we have the technology. All you must do is surrender. With it, we can finally leave this place. I cannot tell you how boring this place gets, chopping up the landscape and everything in it. And we have so many questions to ask your brain first. About this Mojave place. A fertile testing ground for our experiments.
Can't have a brain? You're not getting out of this place. You're trapped here forever.
Maybe you should confer with your colleagues first.
Nonsense. Confer, colleagues. Those are two words I do not recognize.
Dr. Klein, I must intersect. Please, do not harm the lobotomite.
I'm not going to harm it. I'm going to dissect it until it's dead. Why the sudden intersection, Dala?
Save us, Dala.
I cannot stand a sweet breathing organism breathing in and out to suddenly not breathe. We must keep it alive for study. Slow study.
Dala, these vocalized pauses are unlike you. What do you care?
Klein, this lobotomite, it's a great sounding board. You respect ideology, right? This one's, well, it's got good ideas.
Silence, Dr. O. This is a think tank decision. Save your objections until after I have decided our course of action.
You know what, Klein? Stick a straw in your tank and suck yourself. Long and deep. And my name is Zero. Yeah, a big, fat zero with a slash through it.
The slash as a designator of... Why, that is brilliant. But how did you...
The lobotomite taught me that. Taught me a name is more than, that I should take pride in things like names and... You know what? Forget it, Klein. I hate you. And your theory of brain-gill beam oscillation? The Chinese had it first, you copycat.
How dare you? Brainial beam oscillation was solely my discovery. I expressly told you that and deleted all evidence to the contrary. It's 2-8. Why are you acting like this? You've never refused to commit necessary surgery before. And this lobotomite needs its surgery.
That's a unique sound.
It's a very impassioned speech he's giving right now.
A noble speech, but there is no room in my vocabulators for friend and lobotomite in the same sentence. The very concept, revolting. Perhaps you are irradiated with camaraderie radiation. We have chems for that. We can save you from your emotional addiction. If I may, I feel as if I must be the voice of reason here. This lobotomite is much like us. Regarding even animals and pets as nothing more than avenues to promote science. There is good here. Instead of ending its life on the table, we should prolong its suffering in the name of science. Like good old Gabe, the finest of lab specimens.
You're gonna help us.
Why am I even listening to you fools? Enough of this mutinous chorus. If there's a word I hate, it's mutiny. And the word jism, which never made any sense to me. It's ridiculous putting j and zm together like that. Nonsense! I count as 5. Like the mighty human hand I once had, with its 5 penises clenched in a fist.
It's funny that Ramen Time was playing Bushel of Apples and Apples, which is said by Barbosa when he was talking about mutiny.
Oh, yes.
Sounds to me like your math is wrong and the odds aren't good.
Nonsense! The mathematics of this situation are on our side, lobotomite. I believe... No, wait. Carry the 2, then... If this were a democracy, I would be concerned. We are too scientific for that. So just surrender.
It's not a democracy, it's a research facility, and over half your colleagues dispute your findings.
You dare use logic against me?
I do. Here's the deal. I'm not going to surrender. You are.
That's no deal at all. There's a whole world beyond the crater, filled with ideas and possibilities. We could have escaped, seen it all for ourselves, tested it, prodded at it, made it squirm.
You can still do that, here, quietly, for me.
For you? And for science? I have a strange sensation that I would like that. How odd. Very well, partner. The think tank is at your service as long as you do not destroy us.
Oh. They work for us now. That ended up pretty well.
They work for me now.
That's very nice. Now we can leave and never speak to Dala again.
They work for me now.
You don't have to sound all evil about it, Bandit.
The evil, super smart scientists who make all kinds of monstrosities work for me now.
Yeah, they do, you know. Maybe they can make us a friend for money.
In the years before the Great War, Big Mountain, the Big Empty, became home to one of the brightest minds of the 23rd century. The courier watched over the Big Empty for years to come, caring for it and keeping its discoveries safe until they were needed to help others. Which had always been Big Mountain's purpose. Past the laboratories and science, it had always been intended as a place to build the future of all mankind.
The courier had scoured much of the Big Empty, although secrets still remained in the crater's depths. Perhaps that was for the best, however. Curiosity, while sometimes rewarded for its efforts, often proves to be equally dangerous.
Dr. Mobius continued his research undisturbed in the Forbidden Zone. As much as he had attempted to create better scorpions, he tried the same with humanity, with considerably less success. These failures didn't bother him overmuch. Once the rush of mentats wore off, he forgot he had failed in any event. After all, the bright young mind who had come to visit him in the Forbidden Zone had already exceeded his expectations.
The sink atop the dome bustled with the voices of a small town, constantly chirping, arguing, and snarling at each other. Still, this all happened productively in the interests of its new owner. The Sync Central Intelligence Unit discovered, despite its inversion code, it was comforted by the sense of community the other personalities gave it.
The biological research station, obsessed with seeding everything in sight, requested a transfer to the X-22 Botanical Garden, so that it might, in its own words, sensually fertilize the garden's smooth contours. The garden sent back a polite refusal, saying it had prior commitments with a vault it had helped infect before the war.
The book chute continued to
keep that in
devour
mind, Sam.
all
That'll be
seditious
relevant later.
materials until it nearly choked on a paperclip. It adamantly maintained it was a Chinese paperclip, and the whole thing had been an elaborately orchestrated assassination attempt. Whatever the reason, it slowed down for a while, carefully appraising each document and clipboard that came to it.
The light switches continued to bicker and flicker.
This persisted until the day someone dropped a flashlight in the sink, and the two of them united in their hatred of the showboat. One of them eventually transferred to the Lightwave Dynamics plant and began a long, unrequited affair with one of the holograms.
The thing continued to ruthlessly scrub any particulate matter that came near it. Eventually, it gained access to the magnetohydraulics plant and nearly flooded all the Big Empty in an attempt to scrub the crater clean.
The toaster continued its psychotic spree, reducing all appliances in range to scrap electronics and spare parts. After one of its more psychotic episodes, however, the other Sync personalities decided enough was enough and dumped the toaster in a bathtub. Sparking and hissing, the toaster swore its enemies would rue the day when they had bread and no way to toast it.
Muggy did his best to collect coffee cups, although in his quest, he accidentally trapped himself in Higgs Village. It might have been the end for poor Muggy. Except, he found it peaceful there, tidying up the kitchens of the think tank professors back when they had been flesh and bone. Well, except for Dr. O, who was an asshole for having created Muggy in the first place. Muggy left O's house deliberately dirty, punishing the dishes and cups that lived there in blind revenge for serving Dr. O.
Blind-eye old Jefferson eventually discovered a new sound. Silence. It only made him more filled with the blues than before. It was rumored by the other personalities that he had a brief fling with the light switches. Although he forgot their names much too often and was soon left in the dark as punishment.
Autodoc, always gentle and methodical, kept sewing up the courier in all the right places when the skin split open from repeated wear and tear. The Autodoc was just glad to have purpose again. It heard its simpler brothers and sisters who got shipped to the Sierra Madre were bored out of their skulls in that toxic dead city. In time, the Autodoc found a way to deactivate the Y-17 trauma harnesses, releasing the corpses they had held prisoner for almost 200 years.
As the courier ran through the X8 facility multiple
So you see, son,
times,
the trauma harnesses got released after a while.
Finally, thank
Rather
goodness.
than performing a
Horrible
superficial
fate.
observation, they realized the subject barely
Thankfully,
knew
Muggy
what
finally had a
communism
good ending.
was, or even what a high school was. This confused them for a time, until the facility finally realized that its research had succeeded. So it let its cyber dogs out into the wastes to help protect small communities from physical aggression rather than communist propaganda.
The infiltration program in X-13 felt spent, having repeatedly upgraded the stealth suit until it could upgrade it no more. It felt warm, fulfilled, and a bit sluggish. It realized not long after, the stealth suit had left it without so much as a note on the nightstand. So the infiltration program sent out robo-brains into the wastes, looking for its wayward technology. It eventually found Repcon HQ and set up a new research center, testing and murdering fiends who kept breaking into the facility.
The courier, organs intact, continued onwards, a little less heavy of step, but with all the organs in the right places, as they should be. After all, brains can develop a life of their own when left to their own thoughts, and the courier's brain was more clever than most.
Dr. Klein and the think tank remained alive, unaware of the world outside. They looped through their daily routine, none the wiser about the world beyond, although perhaps wiser was the wrong word. The world outside belonged to the courier, and if anyone would shape it, well, the courier had already called dibs.
There is an expression in the wasteland, old world blues.
It refers to those so obsessed with the past they can't see the present, much less the future, for what it is.
They stare into the what was, eyes like pilot lights, guttering and spent, as the realities of their world continue on around them.
Science is a long, steady progression into the future. What may seem a sudden event often isn't felt for years, even centuries to come.
In the times following the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, however, Old World blues took on a new meaning.
Where once it was viewed as a form of sadness, nostalgia, it became an expression describing the potential for the future.
It can be easy to see science as evil, technology unchecked as the source of all ills, all misfortunes.
With the courier at the helm, science became a beacon for the future. There was Old World blues and New World hope. And hope ruled the day at Big Mountain.
We could say more, but the stories in the Big Empty speak for themselves. Now armed with the transportal Ponder, the courier could return to the dome at any time and crack open the secrets of the Big Empty one by one. The Sink sat vigilant, waiting for its master to return, shoes covered in Mojave dust. Only one road yet remained, and it was one the courier had to walk alone.
Wow. Big brain perk. Your brain is back in your body, but some of the advanced technologies remain. Your head still cannot be crippled, but you are only 10% more resistant to addiction now. Surprisingly, your damage threshold has improved by 10%.
Okay, so not quite as good as being brainless, but not bad.
And I need to put my spine back in as well.
But why? When the new spine's so much better?
Because I can get a reinforced spine, which is even better.
Oh.
And rightly so.
Reattach your spine. I have gained the reinforced spine perk. Your spine is back in your body, but some of the advanced technologies remain. Your torso can now be crippled again, but your strength and damage threshold bonus have doubled.
Bye-bye, don't you?
A lot of noise is going on. All the appliances are talking.
Yeah, that would be the blues jukebox.
Oh, wait, Muggy's not with us anymore?
No, he's still here.
But he got lost later.
Yeah, those are all events that happen in the future, probably well beyond the life of the courier.
Well, at least Muggy's here now. We can still give him Mug.
Yep, so I have my spine back and my brain back, but I remain heartless.
Oh, you're not gonna put the heart back?
No, I'm not gonna put the heart back.
Oh!
The heart will remain here forever.
Oh, man.
And now I have this thing.
Goodness, what in the world is that thing? It looks like a giant battery.
Oh, yeah, kinda, sorta, from a certain point of view. Let me show you. It's a beautiful day. Are you ready for this?
Yes, I am. Oh! Oh, wait a minute, we can teleport now?
We can teleport back to this location, to the sink.
It's amazing, I love that!
So basically, we're carrying around our house in our pocket now.
That is so cool. So wait, if we're in danger, we can just shoot it?
I don't think it works in combat.
Oh, well that defeats the whole point, doesn't it?
But the point is, wow. So, we're back in the Mojave, and we will continue the story of the courier trying to get revenge on Benny, the guy in the checkered suit, next time. But yeah, anytime we need to go resupply or anything, I can just, portal back.
Own base of operations now, and no one else can get there. It's so cool.
That is correct. No one else can get there. Even if they were able to find the Big Empty, they'd have to go in from the outside and fight all those horrible monsters like the trauma harnesses send.
Right, because that was a future event. They're still in there.
Yep, that's a future event. Those were the future events of those characters.
tea. Wow, that's certainly nice. I wish I had a secret hideout.
This
No
one
else
looks
could get
pretty
to.
tough.
What do you mean, Laura Bailey suit? Oh, we have enemies, huh? The Morat's coming for me, and I can't use the device in combat.
Oh no!
Oh, great! That's just great, man. And now we're gonna be in trouble and we can't teleport.
Alright, so yeah, this is pretty much where we'll end the stream today, and lots of fun stuff. So Old World Blues is done.
Oh, wow, that was wonderful. Oh, I'm sure, but we could go back and give Muggy some mugs at some point, because he needs them. You need the mugs. And it feels so weird. We were so disoriented because we were just disconnected from everything, and now we're back here. Back in the world where everyone's got their own problems.
Yep. And, you know, I'm sure at some point we will try and solve those problems for the betterment of mankind, just like we did with Old World Blues.
Exactly. Wow. It was quite the ending. I was not expecting us to be able to actually hire them for ourselves.
Yes, because the thing is, science can be used for evil, and these particular scientists were, when left to their own devices, were very evil. But they aren't evil if they are given direction. You see, Sen, it's much like how I have to be in charge of you. If left to your own devices, you'd be sleeping all the time or causing chaos as Zebo. But with me here, you have direction.
Direction? Blah, blah, blah. I think it's overrated, quite frankly. Bye, Sen. Bye, Hot Time. And bye, Pickle Lizard. Bye. Yes, goodbye, Rabbit Time. Thank you for being here for the stream. It was wonderful. Oh, I love Muggy so much. Oh, that was great. But Dala was trash. And you're gonna acknowledge that, right, man?
You take that back, Zebo.
Oh, I don't like Dala. You're weird.
Dala apples.
Apples? No! Oh, that's horrible. You really are sad on the deal with your puns. Yeah. I don't like any of that. Anyway, we'll see you later, everyone. Thank you for being here in the stream.
Yes, we'll see you in the next stream, everyone. We'll see what happens, what awaits us in the wasteland now.
Yep, goodbye, everyone. We'll see you next time.